Explore Tulsa is an opportunity to see behind the scenes of Tulsa's most unique places.
To hear the stories of real people who are doing fantastic things and who love living here.
We look at the people, places, and events that make Tulsa home. Welcome to a few minutes of Exploring Tulsa.
Hi, and welcome to Explore Tulsa. We're so glad you joined us for another week.
Austin, if anyone has been within 100 miles of Tulsa this week, they probably know that the Gathering Place has finally opened to rave reviews. Did you go to the grand opening?
I didn't. I was working with Video Revolution in San Diego over the weekend, but it's on my radar. It looks awesome, and we're so proud that it's here in Tulsa.
You know, aren't we a visual gathering place of sorts? I like that. The visual gathering place for all things Tulsa.
I'm pretty sure the benefactors who spent millions wouldn't mind us at all using their title. Maybe we'll just stick to Explore Tulsa, everything Tulsa.
That's a valid point. Maybe we'll just stick to bringing you good stories about great people who call Tulsa home, like the Mock family, as we head just west of town.
My great uncle and my grandpa started it in 41. I had a great uncle get crippled in an automobile accident, and that helped support. Grandpa was up in Osage, and Claude, my great uncle, was up at Osage, Kansas line, up in there cowboying and stuff. And Claude had learned to build saddles while he was up there. So they came down and started the saddle shop, and Archie, my other great uncle, gave him, he done the books and could paint and dye in the backgrounds and stuff. So, back in the 40s, it was just needed enough to make a living out of. So that's kind of how we got started. As far as the basic functions of it, you've got a saddle tree, which is wood and rawhide covered. And then you've got leather that we hand cut out, it's not press cut out. And so you start taking the tree's specific to what avenue you want to do. Generally, you just had a saddle back in the 50s and stuff. It was just a saddle, and there you go. You can do whatever you wanted to on it. But now you've got a barrel saddle, you've got a cutting saddle, you've got show saddles, you've got ranch saddles, you've got roping saddles. So it's split and ventured off into specifics that you're doing. And we still build them the way that Grandpa and them built. I mean, we haven't changed anything. Ours are still built, they're heavy, they're still built the way they were back 70 years ago. In the rodeoing, we're known all over there. Again, our saddles, of course, barrel racing, team roping, and calf roping. On the retail side, we still do a lot of boots, as you can see. I sell a lot of boots, a lot of hats, straw and felt cowboy hats, and a lot of saddles. I'm doing a lot of tack. That's another big draw. So I've got belts and shirts and ladies' clothes, jeans and kids' clothes, cleats, boots and stuff. So it's a full service store. I mean, I've got everything, and then you take and add the tack, the saddles and headstalls and bridles, rodeo gear, bareback bull riding stuff, and chaps and vests. It's just a wide variety, and we're known. I mean, you mentioned Mock Brothers, and they know where and who we are in the rodeo. Yeah, we get along pretty good. Dina still barrel races, yes. Of course, it's not full time, but if she don't win, she don't go. So she's winning a little bit and still going. So we just followed Dad's footsteps, basically, just stayed in the family tradition. Now my boys, we've got one's a lawyer. Ethan, my oldest, hopefully he'll come back. And Daniel is back, and he's working on a firefighting career, which would still allow him to come in and work 2 or 3 days a week here, hopefully. And just another generation. He's learning. I mean, he's in the he worked here off and on cleaning saddles and stuff, but now I've got him building shops and he's building other things, and so he's learning, and hopefully it'll just carry on, you know, for another generation or maybe more. Who knows? Maybe another one. The whole deal is you can go do something else, Daniel and Ethan both. You can make more money doing something else. You know, Greg works here for 7 till 7:30, 8 o'clock at night every night, you know, and boil all that down, it's $5 an hour. Ain't nobody gonna work for $5 an hour anymore, you know. So that's the deal. So, and there's no retirement. Well, we're here till we're done, and then I'll go out and feed cattle and horses, and we got a little diversity, but you're still working for, you know, not a whole lot. So it's mainly just tradition, just, you know, the cowboy way.
Didn't you feel like you were way out west? Such amazing craftsmanship and talents.
And multi-generational. The only thing we didn't see was an old sheepdog laying around, but I'm pretty sure somebody had a dog somewhere close by. Those guys are the real deal.
And with Deanne and the boys still actively rodeoing, they're going to be around serving the cowboy and ranch community for a long time yet. It was really great to meet them all.
We're back inside Tulsa city limits and learning about being our healthiest when Explore Tulsa returns after this break.
Discover the benefits of making the right connections at Video Revolution. Connect with the expert staff who will take the time to understand and satisfy your technology needs. The installation staff will make it easy to maximize your new equipment for years of high-definition inspiration. Inspirational video and audio now with voice-driven built-in internet streaming apps. Connections, real live ones with people who know and care. Video Revolution on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Woodward Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Thanks for joining us for another segment. Here's a fact: learning to take care of ourselves and being our healthiest can be a complicated process. So much information.
And because it's important to be at your best, getting some professional guidance is always beneficial. Dr. Salvino has been working with me for several months, and I wanted to share her story with you as a way to say thank you for sharing her knowledge with me. Take a look at Dr. Mindy Salvino.
My grandmother basically raised me as a child. I was there all the time, and she made poultices and homemade salves and treated us with herbs. And when you're young, you know, you don't think to pay attention to those things, you know, but now she's gone and I wish I'd paid. There's so many things I want to ask her because she was the smartest woman I ever knew. But she definitely had a tremendous impact on my life and guiding me toward this way. I was a dental hygienist for a holistic dental practice, and we had incredibly well-educated and well-informed patients that had done tons of research on their own health and their own health conditions, and I felt like I needed to really step my game up to be able to help them because they were coming to me for advice on their total health, not just their dental health. And so I was intrigued with the idea of becoming a naturopath and furthering my education, so I went back to school. I think the two cornerstones of my practice are ozone therapy. Of course, I have a certification in ozone therapy. And naturopaths specialize in getting to the root of an issue. If someone comes in and they have been diagnosed with, let's say, arthritis, a naturopath is going to say, why are your joints inflamed? If your joints are inflamed, inflammation is a sign that your body is not able to heal, or that it's chronically trying to heal. And so that leads me to believe that you're maybe missing trace minerals. You're not able to absorb minerals because your body's in a constant state of trying to fix something and it doesn't have the tools necessary to fix itself. So I just establish what the deficiencies are and give the body what it needs so that it can heal itself. Because the body knows what to do. You just have to give it what it needs to do what it knows how to do. So I provide that. I do iridology. It's ancient Chinese medicine. It's basically the idea that your eyes are kind of a map to your body. And the iris changes, the colored portion of the eye changes periodically and shows conditions in the body. So certain things called sora, which are like dark chemical spots, they can show previous cancers, previous surgical scars show up, congested lymphatic system, inflammation throughout the body shows up really strongly in the iris of the eye. Even a predisposition to like Alzheimer's or dementia can show up in the eye. Ozone therapy is basically taking a generator to add an additional oxygen molecule. So change it from medical grade O2 to O3. And O3 permeates the cell membrane of bacteria, fungus, parasites, viruses, interrupts their ability to reproduce. It stimulates collagen production. It stimulates your body's production of interferon and interleukin-2, which are forms of tumor necrosis factor, so it can help decrease, slow, or stop tumor growth. You can breathe it in with a nasal cannula. I can put it through the tympanic membrane in your ear, and then I also have very potently ozonated oil that you can use for topical application on your skin, for anything, skins, burns, incisions, all of those things. My practice is inside Red Canyon Wellness at 101st and Mingo, and I work in conjunction with them to offer total body care. Red Canyon offers massage therapy, they offer chiropractic care, and they offer acupuncture, which are great adjuncts to ozone therapy. Yeah, I feel like I've come full circle from my childhood and the things that my grandmother tried to instill in me. The connection with my grandma is of the utmost importance to me. I know that I can hear her voice in my head sometimes, you know, Mindy Renee, that's what she used to say, usually when I was in trouble. But I can hear her voice sometimes, and she's encouraging to me, and I know that I would be making her proud with what I'm doing.
Well, I have so much more to learn, but my experience with Dr. Salvino has been completely positive. And I'm pretty sure I'm going to get an extra oxygen molecule or two for having shared her story with you.
That's the fun part, sharing our own experiences with all of you and meeting so many new people as we go along. Did you know we're approaching 1,700 segments? 1,700! That's a whole lot of exploring.
That's a great reminder to go to our YouTube channel and search for anything you might find interesting. Subscribe, send us a message, and share what you find.
Yeah, and while you do, that may keep you busy for a few minutes. So we're gonna take a break and come back with more Explore Tulsa in just a moment.
When it's time to turn it on, turn it all the way on with Sonos. Sonos, leading the way in innovative audio solutions for your home. Experience crystal clear, full-bodied sound at any volume level. And with rock-solid wireless performance and a system that's easy to set up, control, and expand, your Sonos can be completely customized to fit your needs. Video Revolution is your Tulsa source for all things Sonos. And right now is the perfect time to come in and talk audio. Video Revolution and Sonos, partners in superior audio quality and exceptional customer service on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Trish, we like business, and particularly small business, and restaurants, and events, and the arts, and we share a lot of those stories.
But then we just find feel-good stories about people doing great things, sometimes behind the scenes and often unnoticed. So when we learned about Heath and Max, we just had to go find out for ourselves what they were all about.
One good thing about this county is they try to give me the resources that I need to take care of myself before we call for state resources. So we are blessed with a lot of equipment, a lot of resources here inside the county to help, you know, our county and other counties around us. Here in Wagoner County, we're actually multiple things. We do a lot of search and rescues, water rescues. We do a lot of all the disaster stuff that comes in, the big emergency stuff like tornadoes, stuff like that. So we'll do all the FEMA paperwork. So all the disaster stuff comes through this office. The Sheriff's Department, they specialize in the law enforcement side of the stuff, and we specialize in the disaster side of it and do all the paperwork for that. So there's an emergency management director in all the counties. We're basically the resources for the county. So there's 3 of us that are full-time, and then the rest are all volunteers. So we have about 40 volunteers underneath us that consist of firemen, law enforcement, all that stuff too. And it kind of operates like a volunteer fire department, almost like. I was training with Oklahoma Task Force 1, basically waiting on a K-9, and then this opportunity came open, so I took on this responsibility and kind of left the Oklahoma Task Force 1, and so I didn't want to take on, you know, a bunch of dogs, and so I got him, and so we've been working with him and doing that ever since. He's been at our department about a year now. It's kind of a special resource that we have now that we use to find lost children, lost adults that have maybe have a medical condition or whatever. And he's kind of a unique story. He spent 4 years on the street as a deputy, working apprehensions and drugs. Had several apprehensions, but he just never would bite anybody. So the sheriff made a decision for officer safety to go ahead and start looking for another K-9, and we were lucky enough to get him surplus to us and added another resource in our bucket. So we go out and search for lost children. The good thing about him is he loves children, he loves people, so we don't have to worry about him biting anybody. He's very good with people. We try to socialize him as much as possible, but he loves the attention. He wants the attention, so he loves searching for people, loves just being around people, period. He's got German commands, and so I give him his German command, and then he will start tracking. He's a Belgian Mal, so they always work off those, and I can give him his track scent, and he'll start tracking. Yeah, we'll go anywhere that they call for help. The way my county commissioners see it is one day we might need help, and so we go help other people, and one day we might need to return favor. He goes home with me. He's got his own bed at my house, and he interacts with my kids. My kids love him. He's just like one of the family members at home, and then he comes to work with me every day. He stays in the car when we go out. If we go to eat, he goes with us, but he stays in the car with us. Then, of course, we have, he's got special water bowls in the car and all kinds of stuff, and so he rides with us all day, and any call we go on, he goes on. I mean, because we don't ever know when we need him. I mean, he's got to be on call just like us. So if I go out of the room, he's looking for me. So he pretty much stays with me. And every morning when he knows I'm getting my uniform on, he knows it's time, and he goes to the front door and sits and waits. He's probably been one of the best dogs I've ever had.
That was a good story, Trish.
Max is an awesome dog, and we're glad he's been reassigned to Heath and his department. He's available for the whole region, by the way, should the need arise. And he's available to stand next to you and lean on you until you pet him anytime.
Thanks, Heath, for sharing him with us. It's time for a short break, but we're coming back to tell you about a party you don't want to miss when we return in a moment.
Like, parents have a thing, when it gets too quiet in the home, we're worried, you know what I mean? I don't like silence in the home because it just feels dead.
Silence, that just doesn't feel like a creative place to me.
Turning on music in your house is almost like turning on the lights in your house.
Music makes mundane stuff better.
Full screen HD, let me take another picture, let me pull it to the pre.
Silence is probably the enemy of a happy home.
Bring the music home on the corner of 71st and Lewis.
Thank you for coming back. We trust this has been a good week for you. The weather has been perfect for getting outside, and the town really is buzzing about the gathering place.
I think Tulsa is just the right size, large enough to accommodate big events and major productions, but small enough that you can feel a part of a community if you want to. We all get to know each other in some way, and there are plenty of opportunities to get to know your fellow Tulsans.
There sure are, Austin, and one of those events just happens to be hosted by a Tulsa icon, the Rose Garden. It just so happens to involve food, one of our personal faves.
Lots and lots of food. Check it out.
This particular event has a history. The Night of Wine and Roses, as it was formerly called, was a long-standing classic event that a lot of people around town will still remember. It did go away in 2016 and came back last year for the first time, rebranded as the Tasting at Woodward Park. The reason that it stopped being called a Night of Wine and Roses was because the rosette disease infected the roses on the tiers in the garden. But again, since then, researchers have come out and worked really diligently to find what's going on there and to replenish the flowers that are there, and it is a tremendous turnaround from the past couple years. There is just a vast difference from where it was in 2015 to where it is today, and that is all due to the hard work and intentional efforts put forth by volunteers, researchers, and the folks here at the mansion in Woodward Park.
This mansion and Tulsa Historical Society, two brothers built them, ran out of money, and even laid the cobblestone driveway by hand. So there's just a lot of personal touches to each of our spaces, and we're very fortunate to be here. So now we've been home to only 3 families ever, and then City of Tulsa has had this building since the 50s. So it's really neat that it truly has been a home. And that is why we have started to refer to it as the mansion at Woodward Park, rather than just Tulsa Garden Center, because we really want this to be a space where people can come and enjoy. And in previous years we've had Tulsa Garden Center. Well, I don't know anything about gardening. I wouldn't know that I would be welcome there. So we really are truly trying to encompass the entirety of the park as one entity, so everyone can feel at home here.
Woodward Park is a treasure just because we've been coming here for years and years as a personal, with my family. So we enjoy picnics and parties and things like that, but also the mansion at Woodward Park. As I mentioned before, I'm an event planner, so I've seen this space in the park host several beautiful occasions, weddings and parties and things like that. So I've seen it in a lot of different lights from a lot of different perspectives, and it's just a joy for everybody that comes here. So to keep that historical mansion relevant and a celebratory manner is just really important for me. We have 40 vendors that will be here, a mixture between local restaurants and wine suppliers. Warren Liquors has helped secure a lot of different wine suppliers that are going to come and show and talk about their passion of wines. And also we are going to have a beer garden for the first time, so we'll have a selection of local breweries, which, as most Tulsans know, is exploding here, which is great. So we're going to have a lot of those for sample as well. And then we'll also have a confections tent by All Things Cake, so lots of sweet treats, and then of course a place to learn about the Garden Center and Woodward Park. So we'll have an info tent, so where you can learn about where the dollars from this particular fundraising event and all of our other fundraising events like Springfest and the like.
So our 2 biggest ones that we have are Springfest and the Tasting at Woodward Park. And Springfest is definitely geared more learning about your garden and how to maintain your garden and kind of getting that knowledge of how to create a beautiful space like this in your space. And we also have done a couple of different dinners called Garden Time, and that's been a new thing for us the last couple of years, but definitely our 2 big fundraisers are the Tasting and Springfest. So we try to appeal to a variety of guests.
Last year was actually my first time to attend the event. I didn't have a hand in planning it at all, and I had so much fun. It's such a glorious time to spend in a beautiful park, a treasure of Tulsa. Everybody knows about the Woodward Park Rose Garden, so to enjoy cocktails and yummy, delicious bites from all kinds of restaurants around town, fireworks and really fun things like that. Just a little bit of an elegant affair outside, but still casual enough for anybody to feel welcome, was an event that I knew I wanted to get my hands on.
The event is September 28th from 7 to 9:30. We'll kick off with past rosé and we'll end the night with fireworks. So can't get much better than that.
That's gonna be an awesome event. Maybe we should dress up and get the crew to follow us around with cameras and lights while we enjoy, record a live segment.
Well, who knows? We can adjust our format a little to take in a party or two. If not for here, then our show can produce it for our YouTube channel. That's not a bad thought.
It's not, and certainly food for thought. Pun intended. But for now, we'll take a break and then come back to finish this week's show with a little more Explore Tulsa.
The time is right now to consider solutions for outdoor landscape audio. You experience state-of-the-art audio inside your home. Now you can have it outside your home, on your patio, around your pool, even your whole backyard. Video Revolution has been providing quality sound systems for over 35 years. We partner with exclusive brands like Klipsch, James Loudspeakers, Sonance, and Episode. Our team of cutting-edge experts can assess your needs with a free in-house consultation. It starts simply with a phone call. My name is Randy. I'm here to help.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99, or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Just for you to know, this has been show number 441, and we're glad you've been a part of it.
Of course, we want to take a moment and say thanks to our sponsors. We couldn't do this show without them.
We definitely couldn't, so we say a big thank you to Dr. Zollner and Associates, Tulsa's best eye care value and still home of the $99 deal with 2 Tulsa locations to serve you.
And to Video Revolution, where you'll find all your home and office technology solutions, always on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis, and always on the cutting edge of technology.
Don't forget to find us on Facebook or YouTube and say hi, like and share our work, or leave a message for us. We would love to hear from you.
We do 4 stories a week, 52 weeks a year, so we're always looking for interesting segments. If you know someone we should talk to, let us know. We have an email set up for you to connect with us.
So that's all for now. We'll see you next time, right here on Explore Tulsa.